Hey everybody, let's do a Sagittarius update. We are in the early morning hours, candle going, and the sun is not up yet. So let's pull for Sagittarius. You guys get a sort of new morning, new dawn, breath of fresh air. There's a lot going on. So let's get started. Three of Wands is at the bottom. Now I will tell you that with all of the updates, this energy is 100% Three of Wands. All of them have come up with Three of Wands being in a prominent place. So that being said, we'll get into that. But we do have Judgment. We have the Tower. We have the Sun. And for you, this just needs to be a 3-card reading. And we're good to go. All right. Okay, so it's pretty powerful what we pulled up. With the Three of Wands on the bottom, we have Judgment, we have the Tower, and we have the Sun. That's like the Holy Trinity, really. Of the mutable signs in this energy, which I've been going on and on about, that how it benefits the mutable signs, because in its inherent chaos, mutable signs will be able to let go of what they need to let go of, create what they need to create, and transform. They're mutable and they're chameleons, and they're able to alchemize the struggles into a purpose. So that being said, Sagittarius, you have a very unique role in this energy. Of the mutable signs, I think it will be less I think it'll be more of a challenge for you than it will Gemini or Pisces or Virgo. But I think you have a little bit more to gain overall, but it's entirely dependent on how you react. It is with everyone, of course, but this is going to have an immediate karmic reward or slap on the hand. So this is Judgment. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Four of Wands. And we have the King of Wands. Can you even see that? It's so dark in here. Can you even see that? We've got the 1969 Pontiac GTO, the Judge. Last time we got together, Sagittarius, we talked about, I think, if I remember right, we talked about y'all cutting your hair, okay? And literally and metaphorically. So this process, this metamorphosis that you've progressed through in the last 6 to 18 months, it has profoundly changed you. And I don't think you really recognize how much it's changed you. You've let go of friends. You may have moved. You have definitely cut your hair. You have either progressed on or you've gone back to things you've done in the past, whether that's dreams or people. There was a huge seismic shift in the last 6 to 18 months of how you view the world and how you respond to stress and who you are. I don't think you appreciate how impactful that is, how important that is, and how far you've come. You've come very, very far. And if there's one thing I think, your humility, Sagittarius, is definitely top tier. And you've really never embraced this. You might have had birthday parties, you might have celebrated, but it's more like you haven't celebrated how far you've come. You haven't celebrated the challenges that you've been through, and you haven't really done a total take stock, right? And that's what this is all about. So I have a feeling I also just blew through the clarifiers for the Tower, but we will pull for it anyway. This is a rather scary looking tower, don't you think? Of all the towers and all the decks and all the world, and this one had to come into ours. It's pretty impressive. The Tower isn't that scary. A lot of people well, it is. Of all the cards, depends on how much you like change. Sagittarius, you're mutable. The Tower's not going to bother you. A lot of people, this would actually be the scariest card. Not the Devil, not death, but this. It's terrifying. Going through a end and a collapse of the constructs that you've made to explain your life, to justify things, to outlie your existence, to create your reality. It's terrifying. It can be. Not for you. Not for you. Not for you. All right. Why is the Tower here? Oh, we have the Mother of Pentacles or the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Magician. And we have the Queen of Wands. This is going to, the reason that this time is going to be challenging for you is because it really is going to require you to do a deep dive, to get all into your feelings. I know it's uncomfortable. I know you hate it. I know you don't want anything at all to do with it. You'd rather skip rocks. You'd rather do anything. You'd rather have dental surgery. You would rather do anything than do a real deep dive that might take days or weeks of you being miserable and reflecting on everything that's happened. But I know it's terrible. It's awful. It's a horrible thing. Because you, Sagittarius, you think you're going to stay there forever. When you get into a tower and you start reflecting, reminiscing, doing a tally of the wrongs that have happened to you in your life and getting this sort of internal moral, ethical feedback from your soul based on actions that others and yourself have done throughout your lifetime, you think you're going to stay there forever. You see it as a forever trap. And if there's one piece of advice that a Gemini can give you, And that's why y'all get along so well, I think, is that everything is transitory. Yes, you're capable of great change, but it's always going to flip back around. It's always this isn't going to be forever. This is a moment that you need to have, but you're not going to be in it forever. And Gemini knows that very well. It's like everything's moving all the time, everywhere, all at once. So those moments of reflection, they might even not seem that long once you get through them. Make sure you take the time with them. It's not going to be a trap, a forever trap. You're going to get through it. Grab yourself a Gemini and do some real soul searching. That's what you really, really need right now, is some real soul searching, especially if you've been flipping back and forth and you've been challenged with multiple ideas, a spectrum of different things, and you've tried it out. You've tried out one end of the spectrum, you've tried out another end of the spectrum, and I could be talking about literally anything from your career. Maybe you've tried out multiple careers. Maybe you've gone through a lot of friends in the last 6 to 18 months. Maybe you've tried different hairstyles, and maybe it all comes back to the hair for you guys. I love your hair. Okay. It's all, maybe you've tried different exercise routines. Maybe you've had deep intent to build familial relationships, and then you've withdrawn completely from them. Maybe you've had a puppy and then you gave him up for adoption. Like, you've gone back and forth trying many things out in the last 6 to 18 months. Let's just really consider what you've done. It's all come and gone and you're like, whatever. But I mean, really sit down and think about how many things you've tried out and what you've been through in this last year, give or take, right? All that experimentation, and you still feel lost. And this tower is going to make it all make sense after you're through it. But right now, it's almost like you're, and this is different for everybody. You could be going through the tower now. This could be in the past, this could be in the future, but it's definitely around this time and in the next 18 months. Your propensity to play a part in a play that is life, that's really becoming shallow for you. You're losing the script on purpose, like you're throwing the script out the window. And occasionally you'll dabble back and you'll say, well, I know how to do this. I know how to play this part in this play, in this role, in this family, in this life, in this job. I know how to do this, so let me just go back and titter around for a little while since I'm so good at it. But really, it's just a mask. You have very strong feelings about things that you're not acknowledging and you're not letting push you in the right direction. You're dabbling in a lot of things instead of following your true life's purpose. Oh, you like this a little bit, you like this a little bit, you like this a little bit. And so you're spread pretty thin, so thin that you can just barely hang on to everything, and so thin that you're too busy to really think about really, really anything too serious. I'm sorry, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not living to your highest purpose, though. And what this tower is going to do is going to say, this is what you really need to do. Focus on what your life's purpose is and put all of your intention behind that thing. If it's art, you're going to create art every single day. If it's education, then you're going to be writing curriculum every single day. If it's exercise, then you're going to turn into the buffest mother I've ever seen. If it's acting, then you're really going to go into it full force. You're really going to take it seriously. You're going to move to LA. You're really going to do this. You've been the king and queen of half-assery. I'm sorry, but you have. You've been the king and queen of half-assery for a long time. And this is the time in which you actually get to do your thing and get to do it really well. And don't worry about falling down and getting stuck there. It's not going to happen. You're so much stronger and so much better than that. You can do anything, literally. I know it. I've seen it. You can do anything. But your interest has to be focused. And you have to have that one big plan that you just want with all your heart and soul. And that tower is going to help you find it. You have all the tools, but you've been pittering around in many different things, and you've been good at it, but you need to take the risk to go forward into the sun. Okay. That's my lecture. I'm sorry, Sagittarius. I love you so much. There's y'all are amazing. Way more empathetic than you give yourself credit for. Way more feeling than you admit to the world. So talented. I mean, I've got to stop, otherwise the other signs will start to get jealous. So just think about what the cards are saying here, just a little bit, and what I'm saying. Just a little. You're perfect just the way you are, but you have such potential to really take something the distance. And the only reason why I tell you that is because I think you really, really want it deep down. And if you have this tower and you realize, oh yeah, I really do want to see my name in lights, well then go for it. I really do want to be award-winning content creator. I really do want to go for it. Put all your eggs in one basket. Do it. Do it. You've got the sun. All right, so at the bottom we have justice. And underneath that is the star. What? I mean, come on. It's there. Just do it. Start over. Are you kidding me? The Fool. Start over. It is fresh. You can cut your hair. You can start a whole new thing. I swear to God, if I see you slipping back into an old relationship or an old job, it's time to do your thing. We've got the 9 of Cups and we've got the 4 of Pentacles. You'll have, like, this is vision. This is vision. This justice, that's for you. That's this dichotomy of life that you have. Finally, this duality of life that you have of other people, yourself, or your dreams, or what you think is achievable. That's a big one. Your dreams and what you think is achievable have always been at this duality. Justice is a unity that brings them together, that strengthens them and helps you understand that they are not separate, that the things you can do and the things that you dream of are the same. They're woven together. So justice brings you that unity between what you previously saw as a duality. You have the vision. You have stars everywhere. Stars at the bottom of this deck, the clarifier, and stars here in our main 3 cards on the pull. You have to go through this first, okay? But if you're watching this and if this is resonating with you, please know, as you go through the tower, maybe you already went through these tower moments where your ego was pummeled, where you had to really reevaluate, reconsider, and spend some time ruminating. maybe you've already done it, but if you haven't, keep in mind, this is coming. The star is coming. Your new beginning is coming if you allow this to happen. If you don't, and you say, oh no, that's going to swallow me, I'll never be able to escape if I start thinking seriously and doing an audit of my life and really breaking down my ego and letting go of things that I don't need and things that don't help me. If you let that scare you so much into thinking you're going to get stuck there, then you'll continue to dibble dabble, which is fine. But I'm saying there's so much better. There's so much greater. There's so much more you can do. And I recommend that you do. I have a lot of Saggies in my life, and I would recommend that you all do this. No matter how old you are, and no matter what stage you are in your spiritual evolution. If you're watching this and it resonates, what this tower leads to is amazing. All right, that is the reading. Remember that all readings since the beginning of tarot, they are influenced by the reader as well as the time in which they're pulled. So no reading comes out of a vacuum, of course. They're all biased a little bit. And it is timeless as well, this reading especially. But again, pulled in the timeline that I pulled it. Now, that being said, this process could last a few months if you're, so inclined. It could last years. You could be seeing the star in 2027, okay? So have a little bit of patience with it, but I don't think it's going to take too long. I just hold on. I just want to pull a couple cards on the timeline here. I don't usually do this, but let's just see how long this might take for the average Saggy watching this. Not that you're average, you know what I mean? No, I said that so wrong. I'm such a Gemini. All right, let's see here. How long is this gonna take? Oh, already? Okay. We have the Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles. Guess what? The Knight of Pentacles is pretty fucking slow. And look what else came out. Temperance. Okay. So yeah, it's going to be slow. It's going to be slow going. For most of you, this is not going to happen over the course of a couple of months. It's going to be over the course of a couple of years. But in the end, the rest of your life is dependent on it, okay? And you're transiting. You're transiting into this. Kind of like whether you like it or not. It's just that old saying from the Rest in Peace Department movie, relax body. When you're in this tower, if you relax body and you go with the flow and you just zone out and let it happen and don't fight it, don't tense up. If you relax body, it's going to be a lot easier through that tower process. But yeah, you're in the transit, I think, whether you like it or not, but it is slow going. The Knight of Pentacles is slow, steady. And then, of course, Temperance. Come on. You got to have your patience, and you got to be cool throughout the entire process. All right, that's actually your reading. If you did stick around this long, you have Temperance. Congratulations. You're going to go through this process like butter. So now you know.